What's up, guys? So, the Halo TV show trailer has finally dropped, and this is our first real good look besides the teaser that was released like a month ago. This is our first real good look at the Halo TV show, and I just want to kind of go through. I'm not going to play the entirety of the trailer. If you want to, you can find that on your own. But I just want to go through and talk about certain scenes. First and foremost, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be New Mombasa or not. I know that this is taking place in the Silver timeline, so they're going to be changing things. I'm not sure where this is. It looks like there's insurrectionists, so it's probably not Earth. In fact, I'm pretty confident that it's not, but I don't know. You never know until you actually watch. But I just kind of want to go through here. And so the first thing I noticed is evidently we're still using AK-47s and 2552. That's just a nitpick, but I just thought it was interesting. It caught my eye like immediately. But let's continue on.
You.
The Chief looks great. I think that's the plasma pistol that he's holding here. It's really hard to tell because it's out of focus, but I think from the shape of it that that's a plasma pistol.
His best weapon.
I love that he just rips off the fucking turret and just goes to town.
The Chief, huh?
Very, very Halo accurate.
The Master Chief was enhanced and trained.
So this shot's interesting because isn't this the exact shot, like almost identical to the Halo 4 trailer or cutscene, where they actually kind of show Master Chief for the first time outside of his armor? They never do a face reveal, and I don't know if they're going to do a face reveal in the show, but it definitely seems to be leaning in that direction. But they definitely, I think this is almost an exact recreation of the trailer where it shows like, Chief as a kid and stuff and being augmented on and all that. I think this is almost exact.
And for one purpose. To win this war.
So I don't think they could have picked a better person to play Halsey, in my opinion. I forget this actress's name, but I know her from Californication, and she was awesome in that show. And I just think that she's a perfect fit for Dr. Halsey, right around the appropriate age. But I think that she just has the chops for a role, for a character as scientific and fact-based above all else. Like, she is, I don't know, I think she's a perfect fit, in my opinion. I'm excited to see her take on the character.
He and the other Spartans.
I'm not sure who the other Spartans are. Is this supposed to be Blue Team? Because I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure who these Spartans are. I assume they're supposed to be Blue Team. Now this, I am almost fairly certain. Like, I'm like 99% certain this is the Arbiter. The armor is not a minor armor. Like, you'll see in a second here other elites, and they do not look like him. This looks like the Arbiter. That looks like the Arbiter's armor, but like kind of stylized and changed just a little bit, but it looks old and worn and almost ritual-esque, I think this is the Arbiter. And there's another shot later on that really kind of convinces me.
Upgradable. And most.
So these are regular, minor rank elites, and they don't look like the other elite that we saw earlier. Chief's armor here is very worn and kind of dirty, but I don't know how I feel entirely about it. I love that they got the 117 on the breastplate. I think that's awesome. It's kind of like, a little continuity with Infinite now. The visor is perfect. The helmet looks awesome. This is not the greatest shot of his armor because it is so dirty. It looks almost just like he's wearing camo, which is kind of weird.
Excavating some kind of object.
So I got a little concerned when I first heard that. I was like, are they going to really put a filter on the Chief's voice? They might from what we're seeing. But I also think that maybe he's either on a radio there or like some sort of communication device, or possibly he's like, when they like edit these trailers They're using voice lines from one scene, shots from a different scene. There's nothing necessarily saying that all these shots line up exactly like this in the final product. So I'm guessing there's also the possibility that like maybe he is talking about the Forerunner construct as he's like touching it, and it's like kind of modulating his voice a little bit, because later on in the trailer, in just a second, actually, you'll hear he speaks and he doesn't have that filter. So I was a little concerned at first. I was like, I really hope they don't put a filter over his voice the entire show, but I don't think that's the case.
Felt something. Felt different.
See, no modulation there.
Makes you numb.
So this is supposed to be Chief as a kid, I'm guessing. That this is baby Chief here, because it cuts right to Master Chief's face, not his face, but his, armor. See, I'm guessing that's just alluding to the fact that that's supposed to be Chief as a kid. So I'm guessing she is an insurrectionist, and like Chief is actually like protecting her, or teaming up with her, given the dire circumstances. I think from what I can tell, it looks like there's two storylines going on in this trailer. I think we're going to see the insurrectionists and the original deployment of the Spartans and what they were originally intended for. And that's why you see the AK-47s earlier in the trailer and stuff. It's like these ragtag insurrectionists that are, rebelling. And I think that's going to be one plot line, and then it looks like it's going to actually kind of follow the plot of the first Halo game, maybe even Halo 2, because like I said, I'm pretty sure that's Arbiter that we saw.
What does one do?
Pelican looks awesome. Chief looks great there. I'm not sure who this is supposed to be. I want to say it's Lord Hood, even though it looks like Captain Keyes. From what I understand, they cast a different person to play Captain Keyes. So this looks like potentially Lord Hood.
Sure you can trust.
Again, she's awesome as
Hello,
Halsey.
Master Chief. I'm Cortana.
So Cortana's like drastically different. I love that they got Jen Taylor to do her voice still, because you can't replace Jen Taylor. But I feel like her design almost leans more towards the weapon and less Cortana. And then I guess she's slightly blue, but not really. But I don't hate it. It's just different. It definitely like softens the blow that it's still Jen Taylor's voice coming out of her, though. This March, it's like a birthday present for me. I think that dropship looks awesome. This Jackal, it looks like the Halo 4 and 5 design for the Jackals, which I don't hate. They were probably the best designs of the remade designs that 343 did. So I don't hate this. You can't get a good shot of him. I've tried before recording this. There's so much motion blur. I cannot get a clear shot of him. But it looks like the Jackals are the Halo 4/Halo 5 design, which is okay. They still look pretty cool. Spartans look cool.
Sacred ring. Halo.
So they're discovering Halo in this, so it definitely feels a little bit like Halo 1's storyline a little bit. Now this is the only thing about this entire trailer that makes me go, huh? I heard rumors that there was going to be a plot line about a human joining the Covenant and essentially like a spy, essentially, and I don't really. It's not canon, so I'm not going to get like all up in arms about it. I'll be interested to see where they take it. But just from what we know about the Covenant and how they were established and stuff, there's no way that they would ever allow a human into their ranks. Like, literally, all of humanity could put down their guns and be like, hey, we want to join you on your crusade, and they would just kill us all because we are a threat to everything. Just the fact that we exist is a threat to the Covenant and their religion. So I just don't ever see them allowing a human into their ranks, but it definitely seems to be the case. She's in high charity from what I can tell, because that's the key ship behind her, it looks like, at least. That definitely looks like the key ship in high charity. So Interesting design. So this is the other shot that made me believe that this is, in fact, the Arbiter. Because how many shots in the Halo series can you think of where a single elite is talking to all three of the prophets? The only time that I can recall that like ever happening is when the Arbiter is talking to the prophets in Halo 2. And that's clearly an elite, and that's clearly the three prophets. Their chamber, or their council room, or whatever you want to call it, is very interestingly designed. I don't really know what I'm looking at entirely, but it looks cool. You can see she's definitely on the Covenant side here. She's just like walking around the ship while all the fucking like elites, all the humans are being attacked by the hunters, like the eels, the Ligoli, or however you pronounce their name. So she's clearly in control of like what's happening here. So she's definitely like with the Covenant. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
Cortana, I'm gonna need you now.
I think Pelican looks awesome.
Find the Halo. Win the war.
Find the Halo. Win the war. I think, honestly, I'm excited for this as a longtime Halo fan. I've wanted live action Halo forever. I think the way they're doing it is a little bit strange, but it's also kind of relieving at the same time that it's not canon. It's its own thing, and so I think I'll be able to appreciate it for what it is. I think it looks really cool. I don't know. What do you guys think? I just want to talk about the trailer for a minute and kind of talk about some things that I noticed in the trailer. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the show and the trailer down below, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.